Sharp knife, no tears. Works every time.
Hello, kiddies. It's me, your old pal, the Crypt Keeper. And you're watching Rottin Roger DeMarco. 3 B's. Blood, boobs, and beasts. Roger, you beast, you're a bloody boob.
Hello, internet fans. It's your old pal Rottin Roger DeMarco here from 3bproductionco.com. And this week, we're going to be talking about Arthur Penn's 1987 film, Dead of Winter. Okay, so here is your plot synopsis. Katie takes a role in a film replacing an actress who she believes has quit the production. And since she looks close enough to the actress, they believe that they can cast her and get away with it. Although there's a lot more going on than meets the eye in this film. I don't want to give too much away, but this movie is fucking insane. Before we get into my overall thoughts of the film, first, let's take a look at
Rottin Rogers! Splatter facts.
We have 4 dead bodies. We have 0 titties. I know. What in the fuck? We have gas station goldfish. We have area code hijinks. We have the old drugged hot chocolate. We have finger amputation. And we have bear trap foreshadowing. The methods of death include but are not limited to strangulation, stabbed in the neck, and stabbed in the back. I don't ever give you all that happens in the film. That's why I say include but are not limited to. Some of these things you gotta see for yourselves. Crazy! Now, on to my overall thoughts of this film. I gotta say this. I had never seen this film until very recently when Frank Fulci picked this up from the Scream Factory sale for me. I'm a very big fan of suspense-driven horror. This movie might be one of my new favorite suspenseful horror films. It employs a lot of the same stuff that Alfred Hitchcock made famous. The hot and cold cat and mouse game is very, very present in this film. A lot of stuff that happens in this movie you don't see. You build this up in your own mind of what's happening. There's a lot of unnerving dialogue, unnerving character choices. There's not a lot of things about this movie that I didn't like, but again, I'm not trying to spoil it for you. Some of the positives about this film is I really dig the score. It has a very creepy, Silent Hill-esque vibe to it. Really slow piano, sort of sets the tone at the beginning, and you take this car ride with this actress, and you just know something is wrong. That nothing can be okay from this point on. It's very well done. It's very subtle and creepy during the actress's introduction to the producer. When Evelyn meets the producer and she's in this house with him, getting told the details of what she needs to do for this screen test. And the way that they talk to each other and just the atmosphere in the room is very heavy. It's got a very dangerous feeling to it. It's hard to put into words because when you're watching this film, you're just like, you're totally at the mercy of the filmmaker and you don't know where this is going, especially for me because it wasn't a movie that I even read up on. It just showed up here, so I watched it and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. It really kept me nervous. The lead actress, Mary Steenburgen, does a great job in this movie. You might recognize her from Step Brothers and My Life as a House. She's done a ton of things, but she is the lead actress in this film, and she actually takes on the role of 3 separate characters in the film. It's a very isolated movie that takes place in a centralized location, which if you are a fan of this channel, you know that that's a type of film that I really like. This want and desire to leave this location, but you can't due to whatever reason. Since it takes place in the winter, the cold and the storms are very much a part of the story, and they almost have a life of their own. At the beginning of the film, you hear a radio broadcast say something like, it's around 40 below. So you know that if you were in the middle of nowhere and you tried to escape on foot, that 40 below weather would be very unforgiving. So you just know that you're not leaving that house without assistance. The best way for me to compare this movie to anything that I've ever seen would be on par with Misery. It's very dark and upsetting, and you just want the lead character to sort things out and figure everything out and make it out alive. To me, this is a totally different flavor of popcorn horror. Most of the time we have our splatter stuff, we have that fun type of film, but this is the type of movie that you watch with a group of friends, but you're not laughing and bullshitting through. You're sitting there going, oh shit, and you're all getting really involved in the story. You're kind of watching your friends to see who is this bothering the most. It's not gratuitous in that bothersome sense. It's not like buckets of blood and over-the-top violence or gratuitous nudity or slimy things. This just has a very specific tone. When you're watching it and you can't help but feel like you just want to extend your arms. You just want to have some space. You want to be able to get up and move around. This is a very confined movie. It does a very good job of messing with all of that stuff in your own head when you watch it. Some familiar faces in this movie you'll notice right off the bat. You'll see Roddy McDowall, who plays Murray, and he's this talent agent looking for an actress who can replace the actress who left the film. And he has a very peculiar way about himself in this movie, to where he's sweet and quirky, but he seems violent. It's hard to explain, again, without you seeing the film, so I urge you to see this film, because Roddy McDowall is a fantastic actor, and he really steals the show in this movie. He may not be the lead in the film, but he has a very big part in the movie. He is just superb on screen. When you see him, you're just captivated by him. He's such a great man. Seeing him play a different type of role other than Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer, is wonderful. And it's nice to see him chew up a little bit of scenery and get to be this wonderful character on screen that you're not sure how you feel about him. And that's a testament to his acting ability. Again, I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this movie because I didn't know what to expect. I completely went into it blind, and I went for this roller coaster of a ride, and when it was over, I could not wait to do a video to let you guys know about how much fun I had with this movie. Scream Factory tends to get these titles that even some of the hardcore horror fans, we just don't know about. It kind of slips under our radar, and it's great to discover these films for the first time. It's one of my all-time favorite things. I love taking a chance on a title and being so happy with the end result. And this is one of those movies, guys. If I can intrigue you and make you want to see this movie, I feel like I've done my job. I feel like I can pass this on to you guys and you can have a fun experience with your buddies, and then you can tell me about it, because my God, this movie blew me away.
Zang.
Because guys, in my personal opinion, this movie is 100% popcorn as fuck. Again, it's a totally different flavor. It's a totally different vibe that you're gonna get from a horror film. But if you're into suspenseful films, if you're into like white knuckle horror, you wanna clutch the edge of the couch and just be like,
What is happening? Please, God, sort this out.
this movie's for you. This is a fun ride, and I promise you, you will enjoy it. But if I have swayed you, click the link in the description and get a copy of Dead of Winter today. But I suppose I should probably get going, because after all, there's a lot of movies out there, and somebody's got to watch them. So why not me, right? It's not cold here. It's summertime, so I can leave. Yeah, rubber baby buggy bumpers. Talking first thing in the morning is good for me.